Oh, hello. Hello, everyone. We're back into it. More coding ahead, but we are making really good progress with our characters here. So there's one more thing that we're going to want to do, which is make the VSF. Folder. So, right now we make a VRM. Bada boom, it looks good. And then we update it to have the blend shapes. There's one final step we'd like to test, which is turning it into a VSF avatar as well. So, one more function to make. This will be a right click on the game object to export it as VSF. It will save the VSF file will be saved to a VSF folder on in the same directory as our current scene. Pretty function export game on space. Huh. This function will only be available for game objects in the current scene. No need to create a file. This should be minimal. Move the temporary prefab creation step. Directly serialize the scene objects to VSC files. Additionally, the VSF export I am referring to is think I spelled that wrong. That's okay. Hmm. Okay, so I should be able to right click, create the VSF. I know major errors, that's good. And we'll just right click, import all VRM prefabs. Should be just the one. And here, I can right click it and export to VSF. It should end up in this folder right here. But instead we got an error. Now, let me stop. And I'm going to index. How long does that take? Hello, Wolky. Wolkix? Welcome. We're working on creating a VRChat to VRM or VSF file exporter. Really boring stuff for the most part, but we got to put some time into it, so we're streaming it. Hello, welcome. So I have these characters, and we're making a version for VRChat, making a version for VTubing, and hopefully all automated. But we have to do some coding. Oh, okay, that looks good. Got those changes, return to our code. And let's see if this export the VSF version now. Perfect. Okay. The menu now opens, but the target folder boom. Simply use the game object name as the if there is a file with the same name, delete it. I guess we'll keep indexing. Might as well. It's gonna take a while. I guess I can just let that run in the background. 0.1%. So it's gonna take literally all day. Give that a shot. All right, one more attempted conversion. Oh. Use the same name this time. The menu export menu is opened. The name is correct, but it's in the wrong directory. Start menu is open, the name is correct, but it's in the wrong directory, as you can see in the screen. For additionally, I want the script to save the export as well. Should be looks like we're still waiting. Hello, Alvin. Welcome. Oh yeah, it did just get fuzzy. Hello, welcome back. We're doing some scripting today. Let me make sure. As I thought, there is still oh, But kind of a slow day. We're just mainly just copy and pasting code back and forth. Yeah, do you want to see the characters we've been working on? So here we've been making werewolves and like kind of characters for D&D. So they have white hair right now, but changed. Well, that character has white hair. But we made this fun werewolf. He's got fur, looks really good. So mess around with that. I think it changes. Hey, did you make those custom Blender? Did you make those with your custom Blender character creator? In part, yeah. I also have them set up so I can make variations of them pretty quick. But those are like going to be the main four, and then we'll break them apart. And then I also have variations for different clothing types. So we have two these characters, for example. Well, one of them's got a different outfit. And so I'm starting to build up some different outfits too. And even that'll improve as well, because I think we'll be making a bunch of individual garments. But we're just waiting for this to load. It's taking a really long time. Boom. Boom. Still getting it. Cool. It's always great making your own tools. It is. I spent a good chunk of time this week already working on a character exporter. So these characters here can automatically be exported to Unity. Unity will clean them up in the right way, and I can export them all together. Just been spending a lot of time building up tools and things like that lately, because I want it to I want it to be instant. Make a character, boom, I have the multiple versions. Multiple versions. Really have to enunciate that one. Make it sound acceptable. There we go. I know. I was like, I really gotta make sure I'm being clear here. Maybe like Copilot. This one is actually Cursor, and so far, today especially, it has really, really helped. I've just kind of, I think I have a better mentality of how to use it now. I'm just like starting with really small pieces, because I think a lot of times I'll see people talk like, "Oh, this AI generated the whole thing instantly," but realistically, you have to work with it. Uh, yeah, you kind of have to hold its hand, really, and you have to have a plan, and just developing the reflexes for how to direct it to the correct information so it can plan things out. It's smart, but definitely not in the way you would expect. It's smart at very certain things of structuring things, like specific functions and bridging things quite nicely, but then it doesn't really understand any sort of, doesn't have any strategy behind what it does. It just kind of guesses the whole thing. All right. Hmm. But I like it a lot. And I can totally see this kind of experience rapidly improving within the year, because there's just so much of what makes AI useful is like the infrastructure of the thing. But what that infrastructure looks like, people are still figuring out. But I have a feeling, like when I'm changing things like this, like what you can make it aware of, how you actually interact with the code, all of those things are like ripe for some improvements. Updating. Yeah, IDK, maybe I've told the story before, but I was working on a PDF exporter. I did the formatting in CSS, and I kept running into a bug. Just kept gaslighting me into thinking it was fixed, whilst it clearly wasn't. At that point, I had to do my own research and fix it. Exactly. Exactly. There's just very odd things that I feel like it gets hung up on. And those are the kinds of errors I find myself just having to explain or problem solve. But for the generic in-between work, great stuff. Kind of became a lot better with the introduction of Claude, but often still it doesn't have enough context for things. We love its hallucinations. Yeah, Claude is definitely the best. In fact, I'm going to use the thinking version right now. Maximum intelligence. Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna use a thinking model for this one because it does seem to be struggling a little bit. And you know, that's the great thing too, is the models do continue to improve. all the time. So if it's however hard it is right now, it'll be that much easier in a year from now. I won't have to paste anything. Mostly use it for boilerplate code or to write functions. I still want to design the overarching algorithm myself. That's definitely the most effective way to do it. Like I was saying before, it's so easy to think of a project in this like top-down perspective, but these kinds of tools are really only useful if you're using it to design things you understand. Like for me, I have just enough understanding to make it through a lot of these mistakes and just like build really simple, brittle tools. But like to make a game and stuff, I think it'd really struggle. Let's try this. But also, in some ways, it's almost like a brute force. There we go. Perfect. It's working. Brute force solution using AI like this. It's like if you just sit with it long enough, you'll probably find some way past whatever issue you're figuring out. Is it the best solution? Probably not. Says a lot about what malware might look like in the future. It's just, it's more of a, it doesn't have to be very clever. It can just kind of brute force any solution. Importing. Oh, right. It always, every time I use the VSF, thing has to re-import. All right. Take a look. In a second. Yay! All right, so it's exported successfully, and it is in our correct file. Beautiful, powerful, magical. Okay. Super close to automating this whole thing. Let's just verify that that's working. I'm going to turn off my camera for a little bit so I can test this file. Yay! Awesome. Probably change the view a little bit. Very fun. Ears are not floppy. No. No. All right, let's check if the program. Oh, that's what I just opened here. This is called VC Face. I'll spell. Oh, sorry, no, it's V Neon. It's like a VTubing program like Warudo and stuff. Warudo. It's my eyes are closed. Let's check that face tracking. All right, 1 second while I set up this facial motion capture. Capture. Okay, that looks like it was already correct. Ah, wow, 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 wow. I feel like this should have a number in it already. IP address. Let's see. BS or VNeon phone IP. Really nice work on the hair cards. Thank you. Yeah, I think yeah, I'm super pleased with just the fur in general. I actually made a whole system that automatically generates the fur. So all I do is paint the body, and then the fur is like automatically placed, except for the tail and his face. Those ones are manual. Everything else. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm just doing that because I can see his face. On the home screen, tap the menu, go to, okay, so we're in settings. There we go. iPhone IP. I suppose it's not something I'd want on stream. Actually, I have no idea. Da, da, da. Wireless controls. iPhone IP address. Yes. There we go. Ha 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 ha. Ooh. Ah. Oh wait, that's just my webcam still. Okay, so we set up the tracking. Supposed to be a werewolf. Oh, yeah. It says it's tracking. Yeah, let's go up here. And we'll we won't use that. Oh, there we go. I guess I do want to use this to track, but I just don't want it to track blend shapes. Yes, much better. Ooh, wow, 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 wow. All right, I'm aware of. Okay, enough of that. Let me turn my webcam back on. Oh, sorry. I realize now, Alvin, that you are talking about the VNeon icon, which makes me a little relieved. All right, so now we should be able to generate all the VRM versions, and then from those, all the VSF versions. We'll save. We're going to go back to... That I was going anywhere with the pig. That was my fear. That was my fear. Ooh, sorry, I had to pop my neck. Next, we're going to incorporate this into our... what was our other script? The import... How did I do it? Import all VRM prefabs. After we have created the... After our current functions, we will also export a VSF version using the script we just made. That sounds reasonable. All right, this is taking a bit of time. Let's switch up the music. We'll do something shadow. Definitely taking some time. All right. Cool. That file. So first, delete this folder. And for all of our characters, we'll go ahead and finish exporting them to VSF. Oh, sorry, VRM. What the? Oh, I hit export to VSF. Please. I mean VRM. I should get rid of the I should get rid of that as a menu icon. All right, this is actually going to take a little bit of time. So, 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm going to go to the restroom. All right, I'm back, everyone. Okay, we're just waiting for this to load. I should probably try to make a loading bar or something. Just so we have something to look at while it's loading, but we can actually double check here. Sorry, I get distracted. Not good. It says it's empty. but it's not. Am I looking at the right folder? There you go. So what did this plugin slash program do? Well, this is a Unity that we're looking at here, but the goal for my plugin is just to automate a lot of the conversion that I'm doing, because I make a working avatar in VR chat, but then I want to make the VTuber versions of it automatically. Excuse me. So from our meshes here, we automatically create the VRM versions here, which is one format you can use for VTubing. And then there's also the VSF version. And so we're trying to create that automatically as well. I'm out. Interesting. Did Nora not generate? She's right here. I think maybe my timing logic is still busted. So let's say for the import as VRM function, currently it is a longer time. Hello, Snardum. I think it has something to do with this. Either way, the prefabs were generated. Hello, how's it going? We're still working on our batch exporters and stuff, but we're making really good progress. We now can take our VR chat versions, make a VRM version from them, and then make a VSF version from them all quite quickly. And that includes using the nicer materials. And we're just chilling, waiting for it to load. All right. Should I test that again right now? Probably. Just to make sure. It's going to take a little while. Play a bit faster this time, though. That's my least favorite part of this kind of work. Just sitting here, waiting for it to load. We're just chilling. Imagine the fun of being in the VFX non-game, non-real timeline of animation. No limits! No limit. Oh, I know, right? And a week off while we render. There's been some really cool videos today of some humanoids, robots. This one's vacuuming. And then Boston Dynamics also released a video of the robot doing flips and stuff and somersaults. Seen some of the Boston stuff recently. So cool. Lots of progress on robotics. It really is taking on a different caliber, different level of quality in these last year or so. I think like just the natural. It is weird to look at a robot moving, and it's amazed that they've achieved this level of like, wow, that really looks like a human moving before any of the thought process behind it. I was so ready to see like clunky robots that were intelligent and somewhat capable long before. I expected to see those kinds of robots long before we have fully dexterous and super fast moving robots. It's wild. Soon we can be in VR full time while robot carries us around in the real world. In my litter with my mile long litter carriers. An endless procession of people, robots. Okay, we're still loading. I hope it doesn't get stuck in this loading loop like it did last time. Yeah.
What's a good mailing address?
Sorry, just had to stand up real quick. I'm debating if I really need 10 versions of Blender installed when I don't even do anything professional with it at the moment. Just downloaded 4.4. So 11 versions now. One thing I've been taking a long look at is some AI agent workflows. Because I'm starting to feel like it's actually in a good spot right now, even if you have to manually make a lot of the workflows still. So like the stuff I'm doing right here, it's like I need to start developing automated workflows to like go between softwares. That's going to be awesome. All right, good. We have all of these ones exported nicely. They're all set up correctly. Let's go ahead and set all their positions to 0. Save. Right click, and we will export to VS. No, it should have been done already. Ah, no, that's right. So these are the VR chat versions. Let's go ahead and call this VR chat versions. Like so. And then what we'll do is right click, import all VRM prefabs. So there's 3 steps to this. But when we do that, it should give them all the correct facial tracking blend shapes, then create the VSF versions for all of them. Oh, Unity is so slow. All right, I think we're good. Getting close, at least. Or just, I guess we're building and compressing data. Oh, faster! Feels like there's a power in being a pipeline dev engineer these days. Even when I look at school, we teach the Agile, Scrum, etc. We focus on DevOps pipelines. Coding is kind of secondary. We'll still need to be able to code, but with AI these days, your hello world scripts don't mean shit anyway. Exactly. I think for me especially, just being someone who didn't have as much experience with coding, it's like I always knew that certain things were possible, but my time is limited and I would do it worse than most things. So I'm happy to give these little simple scripts over to an AI. All right. I still can't click things. Okay. Yeah, it just takes a while. All right, there we go. Imported my prefab. So we have our VR chat versions. We've got our VRM versions. And we also have our VSF versions, which I don't believe I can drag into the scene. So there we go. That's awesome. I'm going to turn off my webcam real quick. And we're going to test all these. All right. So we'll take Daro. Ah, oh, okay. So it looks like the hair material was unlocked. Bummer. Hmm. Um. Blah, 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 blah. It sees my webcam. And it's moving them, so I feel like should be working. Ah. Aha. And his teeth look funny. Okay, well, one down. His teeth do look kind of goofy. He's got like really big buck teeth. Are his eyes looking around? Can't tell. Doesn't seem like they are. What? No, just these two. Okay. Okay. So what are we missing? Just that hair. Still not tracking my body, is that? It's not tracking my hands either. Interesting. What happens if we drag in one of our VRMs here? See? Well, she doesn't have any blend shapes. She's animating though, so it does see the skeleton. All of their hair is broken. Oh. Interesting. I don't think my webcam's working at all. I'm going to say don't use. And go back to using it. I did deactivate it completely. Oh, no, that's... Okay, I see. I turned it off on the... Okay, that makes sense. There we go. All right, much better. Nice, all automated. It's definitely faster. I mean, this kind of stuff used to take me all day. Wow. I think her eyeballs. Oh. Oh. Scary. And we already did the werewolf, but we'll take a quick look. It's not a bug, it's a feature, the eyeballs. Okay. Oh, sorry, yawning. Let's do some documenting because we need to plan out next steps for this. Automation successful. We have now set up the automatic, well, the batch converting of VR chat avatars into the VRM and VSF file formats. These files are going to be fucking huge. Funny. Okay, we now batch converting of VR chat. 3 operations, 3 steps. Technically 4. Export / import VRForge our assets. And bring them into a Unity scene. This music's a little too much. You can call it music. Once they're in the scene, we select all and right-click import or export to VRM. Then we do another selection and then import VRM into scene. Automatically sets materials. And creates the VSF version. So our main issues currently with our setup, I'm sorry, let me turn my webcam back on. Our main issues currently with our setup are that we do not have, would be future issues. Animation conversion And this would be actually animator / animation conversion. And then I do want to know, how can I set up automation to automatically from one version of Unity set up this chain of exports, conversions, asked ChatGPT a question earlier today. Are you going to sell this program once it's done? It's a good question. Parts of it, I think, would be useful to sell. There'd be a lot of polish necessary to make it easy to use. Right now, I can kind of fill in the gaps for a lot of the steps that would be harder to automate. But I like the idea. Certainly do like the idea. Oh, sorry. Use Python to interact with Unity via REST API. Unity Pi? Well, this certainly sounds super promising. Sorry, we're going to ask ChatGPT some questions really quick. So we have Unity Pi. I guess it doesn't matter how I'm able to interface with Unity. I just want to be able to like open Unity. because I don't want to have to open Unity anytime really to do all this stuff. I would love to have one version of my VR chat avatars. I can make any changes I want to them, and then I hit render out custom or the VTubers. Takes like 10 minutes and does all this, and then sends it back to a complete Unity package. That would be kind of the end goal. I don't like these types of interfaces because it's usually like, click this button here. You know, it's very granular commands. I'm afraid that... I was about to say, do you have it to open Unity or can you access it in other ways? That's a good question. Can I access Unity's functions indirectly without using the editor? That seems a little bit more challenging than I'd like at the moment. Show me the other example. But I guess that's pretty close to what I'd want. I just don't know how it thinks about, like, some of my logic still relies on stuff being in a scene. Can I, so for example, if I took this VRM here, can I turn that into a... from Fly? I'm not sure what that is. Just a quick Google, I'm no Unity expert, as you know. I really should have, I don't care, show me the next option button. Remote procedural calls. Modifying Unity assets via external scripts. Oh, command line interface. Ah, well, you beat ChatGPT to it. This is probably exactly what I want here. If it works, slash how hard it is, no clue. Probably not super easy, but doable in some shape or form. Oh. Okay. So command line interface seems works. That's what I do with a subtitle voiceover program I made. Instead of doing it myself, it just generates BAT files to make other programs do it via their command line interface. Interesting. Yes, this is exactly what I was going to ask right here. Running it from Python. Oh, my eyeballs. Okay, is that what I want to do right now, though? I don't think I can do it for this group of characters. And it'd be good to manually test running changes through all of these files. But that definitely seems super nice. Just, make a little script. My only question is how to access. Never mind, found it. Okay. It's funny because like programming. Hey, look, another rabbit hole. Exactly. I really feel like within a year from now, almost all of my work is going to be done through something like Cursor. Because with Cursor, I can set up AI agent workflows that can then do other tasks for me. Like, I don't know if you guys have been seeing, let's see, where is it? Like the Blender MCP thing that's going around. So yeah, they use Claude using an MCP to interact with this directly. And it's like, I think right now it's bringing in 3D objects. But there was another one where they had, yeah, this one. So this one is actually not generating assets, but literally spawning primitives like cubes and stuff, scaling them, and then working with it. Super interesting. I mean, I could really. This will probably be the last year that software remains in this like static place where you download something and it's like a singular static artifact, and you have to do your best to get it figured. I mean, in 2 years, you'll just be generating the software on the fly to do whatever you need it to do, and they're just going to be like standard frameworks you plug in to share assets and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm yammering, but I do think that that's really where it's going to go. But I will save this. We're going to go to Obsidian. And larger meta automation. Creating processes. Spelled that wrong? Or working. Like if I just create an MCP interface for any because you can create, if you can interact with most programs through a command line, then you can create an MCP and you can just let any LLM access any program on your computer, and you can make that MCP on the fly with Cursor. It just seems to me like once that's if that was like a habitual way to work, you could be like, you could just be talking to Blender or you're talking to a computer and it would be taking actions on your behalf. Maybe not very well at first, but anyway, I'm rambling. But I think, yeah, definitely sidetrack. But now with these AI workflows, they really will eventually just be the main way to work. I really, I think that's getting closer to that all the time. Okay, so we can make the VRMs. Right now, what we want to test is updating two of our characters. We want to fix the teeth on Daro, and the eyeballs on Nora are messed up, and then the hair color. So let's actually write those down. Um, so that'd be Daro's teeth, Nora's eyeballs, and then unlocked materials. Okay. It's just like, I think there's going to be a lot of really useful things. Like even right now, what I've been thinking about of doing is after every time I make a stream, once that stream is done, I have some sort of tool that's looking at it, looking at my YouTube, and go, hey, look, there's a new stream. I'm going to download that video and then send it to get a transcription of it. And then that AI could go through my video, the transcription of the video, and like pull out tasks or interesting thoughts or make a blog of it. But there are a lot of things like that where I can just see automating it pretty soon, or yeah, I think that's a neat idea. Or even a little further down the road, I mean, I could have an AI agent just listening to me the whole time and turning anything I say into some sort of note or task or thing to do, and it's just sitting there, you know, leverage, and I'm able to leverage just whatever output I'm doing, talking, video, etc. All right, I keep talking about that forever, but I can't help myself. Let's go to Daro. Actually, let's go to body source. We're actually going to edit this one even with the smile. AI listening nonstop would be nice, but the reality, however, is Jeff Bezos was from here, buy my things or I'll keep giving you ASMR. I mean, he's already listening. My ads totally are different depending on the things I talk about on stream. Hello, Genie. Welcome. Where's my smile? Oh, I'm looking at vertex groups. I should be looking at. Yeah, those teeth are weird. Ooh, Jeff Bezos. But this is the haunting story of Jeff, the killer. Sounds like a good guy. Ooh, pop my neck. All right, so you did that. Then we go back to shape keys, smile, left, right. Oh, that looks way better. Maybe not like 100% correct, but still just a massive improvement from before. So we'll save that. Now we should be able to go back to our main project. We'll make sure those changes are getting inherited, and then export Daro, move on to Nora. Ignore the weird marks on his eyebrows. Those are... we can ignore them. Animated? Why does it have a color? All right. Back to... uh-oh. Oh. I don't know why I did that. Oh, sorry. Getting a phone call, y'all. All right, I'm back, everyone. Sorry for the delay. Had to do a quick discussion on where the project's going. I'm super pumped. A lot of good stuff happening. Right. Did I check him? Does he already have his updated base? Wrong Daro. Yeah, that's awesome. That is a testament to how quickly we're able to update. Awesome. That kind of thing would have taken a lot longer in the past. And updating multiple versions at the same time. Okay, now let's go look at Nora. Some sort of linked assets messed up, but that's okay. And now we need to get those eyeballs to be weighted correctly. It's probably this edit head group, actually. I'll just get rid of it for now. Did I turn the music off? No, just low. Okay. All right. Export it again. Or actually, no. That's just updated. Export. We've been doing it from this particular file. I guess I could export it from these ones. Just have to turn it into an add-on. Uh-oh. Why is he gone? Yeah, probably easier to export from individual files. Can I relink? I go to my scene, library overrides. We have the object collections. Just those ones. Daro. Whatever. Update Nora. Let's actually double check. Interesting. Well, her eyes aren't popping out at all here. And they're only parented to the head bone. Again, is parented directly to head. Damn, I re-exported Daro too. Time for a nap. Have a good one, everyone. Same to you, Snardum. We'll catch you later. Dang, broke my Daro collection. All right, if that's the case, then I am just going to export from each folder, because that's a pain. Daro. Weird. I don't know exactly what it's saying there. But also, this should work because it's a direct link to the file right now, which probably isn't the best. But where to file? Okay. Now we fixed Daro's teeth. We fixed Nora's eyes, apparently. I'm a little skeptical that the eyes got fixed. So now what I'd do is I would export this package again. call this all right, one more export. So I guess what I'd want just kind of occurred to me on how I would actually use this. I'd still want to have everything in my Unity project, but so it'd basically be like in my main Unity project, I would have scripts that open other versions of Unity through command line and perform operations on them, returning and saving all resulting files in my main project. That would basically be the goal, because that way I can have a little serialized object with a where we are, where we want to go, and target a few different things. Yeah, that'd work nicely. All right, so that's what we'll try to do a little later. That sounds tricky, though. Once we finish up once I have the VTubing versions of the characters, we'll give that a shot. And we're just sitting here loading. Okay. So we have our cursed village uploader. We have our project. And this really should only overwrite three files, the scene and the three characters. And if we go ahead and close these, we'll see that it is just indeed the 4 characters and the scene. I don't want to update the scene though. We've got our characters, the VR chat versions. And the ones we need to update are Daro, and Nora. Let me just make sure. If I look at this version of Nora right here, we go to the head. Eyeballs are still attached. How about our version of Nora here? Okay, so I don't think I fixed Nora. Let me look at Nora one more time. Ah. The eye selection. That shouldn't make a difference. Well, we'll see. Okay. And they have the eyes here, so they know which ones are the eyes. But if I open VNeon again, we drop in our VSF file. Oh, I know what it is. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, something is definitely a little off. Just not sure what, because there's nothing in here that's really gonna be moving it. Oh, I could just do selection underscore eyes, edit underscore eyes, cc underscore I.L. That all seems correct. How about the bones themselves? So if we go to deform, oh, yeah, that's it. There are no eyes. All right, but is that the same group as this one? CC underscore I.L. Okay, perfect. And it really should be in here. That would explain it. The eye was tucked away. See, that really is the issue. It's just like, oh, so much of my time is going to be exporting. I really, really need to figure out this automation where I can get just one file and I just right click and it sends the file out to the other Unity version and brings back the result. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay. We'll go to scripting. We'll open up our batch avatar exporter. Save. Run it. Sorry, I had my webcam off for so long, but gotta use the VTubing. Okay, so we exported Nora, and it definitely makes a lot more sense to export these from their source files. I would really love to have one Blender folder that contains everything, but it's not super necessary right now, so we won't do that. Okay. But then that update is in the other Unity version, so I have to open up. I really should have just left that open. I have to open up Avatar 1, blah, 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 do all this stuff. So this should have updated, and now the eye bones should be in the correct location. We need to make some automations too to kind of instantly set up our VR chat versions. Okay. So now that we have this, we just need to update only our mesh file. And even then, only the Nora versions. And we'll call this Nora. Fix. Oh, sorry, I missed your question, Alvin. Why are they sticking out like that? It's because the bones were in the wrong spot. You got to keep your eye bones in the right spot. All right, exported. Close this one. Open the other one. Was a question, just want to clarify, I didn't think your model itself had creepy eyes, just when the eyes started sticking out. Gotcha. I'm 2 for 2 right now. Alright, so VR chat versions. First we'll delete the Nora versions and the Dara versions here. Actually, no, we'll delete all the imported VRM prefabs because that's a lie. Well, just those ones. We do need to make sure our shared asset hair is locked in. Okay. Beautiful stuff. Save that. All right. So now we take Daro and Nora. Daro. Export to VRM. That's going to take a while. Excuse me. Loading. We're just sitting here loading. Alright, I need to make another call. I'll be back. Actually, I'll wait on that one. There we go. Okay. So we've loaded in the new version of our VRM. It should be right here, brand spanking new. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we can take these files. Can I just search just these ones? Ordered one. Oh, interesting. All right, so just one at a time. I mean, I do have to do it one at a time. Okay, there we go. 1 million years later. So that means we now have VSF files for all of them. Wait. Okay. I should have just done them all in one go. Delete. Because all their hair is messed up. Loading. All right. All right. There we go. So now we've got 1,000,000 years later. And then let's test. Turn the webcam back off. Binyan. Hey, it's my guy. Let me turn off my motion facial capture. Oh, it's my dude. It's my guy. Perfect. All right. Oh, slightly different man. I feel like my webcam's just slightly tilted or something. There we go. That's better. Wow. Yes. Oh, I'm just a little old lady. No. Oh. His skin looks weird. See the cheeks? The cheek puff. It really should be a lot closer to the lips themselves. That might be something we'll have to change. Oh no! Boop. Oh, bummer. Oh, that works out well. Okay. I'm going to do a recording and we're going to call it here. So. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. Let me turn the camera. Hello there. So I've gone ahead and automated the process of making this werewolf. So last time I made this wolf, it took quite a while because I had to do it by hand. But now I've automated it and we have the rest of our characters as well. So I'm just going to go through them one at a time so you can get a feel for kind of how things are working. The hands are tracking the pose, the kind of the default pose this character is in. That can also change. So all good stuff. And I am using the iPhone to track right now. Bam, bam, bam. That's me holding my glasses. So there's a few things you'll be able to calibrate when you're working with VNeon. And I'm hoping to get the Warudo export also automated. So should be good. Ooh. Oh no. Like I need to do the eye widen a little bit better. Then we got Gilly. Boom. Old lady. She looks the best, honestly. And something about his skin looks a little off. And boom. Another character. Yay. Boom. One more character. Nice. And then, of course, back to the werewolf. So a few final things to tweak, but we've really sped up our process here. I'm going to switch back to our normal webcam. Hello, for my human form. So, right now, the process is we make the VR chat avatars and they are in their own Unity project. And then we take those files and we bring them into a second project where from there we can create the VRM version. So this is like the very, very basic VTuber version, which we cannot edit nicely and is a little difficult to work with. So we usually convert it to another format such as VSF. And now the really cool part is I've made some scripts where I take my VR chat versions, I have this scene, everything's organized, VR chat versions, import to VRM, and I just right click and I would say export to VRM. And it would iterate through all of these, creating this set of files here, these folders. And once I do that, I can right click those folders, import all VRM prefabs, and then it creates this list here. And as it does so, it is automatically creating some very important things. First, the blend shapes right here. All these blend shapes, it's creating that for each character to ensure that it is working, which is just the full ARKit facial tracking. So that's everything we need to get that to work. And it does that for each character automatically, so I never ever have to do that by hand again. And then also, once it's done compiling these, it creates the VSF version, which is really the version we're actually after and we'd probably recommend people to use. The VRM one's okay, but it's pretty bad. Like you don't get the nice materials and stuff. So we really want to point them towards this version. And then there's one more variant. So VRM can either create a VSF or this other version called a Warudo file, and that's probably what we'll automate tomorrow is making that Warudo version. Now, what I've learned, right now I'm doing everything in this editor, so I have to go from, just to show you, I have my avatar project, we have a VC face project, which is one we're looking at right now, and we have a Warudo project. All of these are different Unity versions, and it's just a lot to track, a lot to maintain. Super annoying. So what I'm going to be doing moving forward is experimenting with a command line interface for being able to create these versions without ever leaving my main version, which would be the Avatar 1 folder. Oops, I didn't mean to open that, but whatever. Just exit that. So that's for future experimentation. For now, I'm at least saving a bunch of time. And even just before making this video, I had to make changes to Daro and Nora because there was some technical glitches. Daro's teeth looked a little funny, and then Nora, her eyeballs were popping out of her head. So simple things to fix, but it did take time to go back and make those edits. However, with all the systems that I've made, it wasn't more than 5 minutes per character to get those avatar, to update it in Blender, get the changes in all versions of Daro in Unity, and then from there, export it to this project and create the VTuber versions. And I think with just a little bit more automation, it will be as simple as getting it into the first version of Blender and immediately, or at the click of a button, will create all the other versions, which is awesome. Because at that point, we are really off to the races in terms of saving myself a lot of time. Yeah, more experimentation tomorrow. And thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, sorry, I didn't say the date. Today is March 19th, 2025. Later. Bye. And for everyone on the stream, thank you all for hanging out today. Hope you're all having an amazing Wednesday. Things are looking really good. We're in a really good spot now. And I'm just so excited to really being able to hone my workflows and process and pipelines. It just really feels like, I know I've been speeding up in the past, but now I'm making huge strides, not necessarily in terms of solving technical problems, but in just saving labor, which is awesome. Saving so much time. Because if I had to do anything, if I had to do that all by hand today, it would have taken me another 3 days. So I've really saved myself a lot of time. Anyway, thank you for hanging out. Albin, enjoy your day. Snardom, enjoy your day. Jeannie, enjoy your day. Arctic, anyone else that is lurking out there, I hope you're all having an amazing Wednesday. Wool kicks, row. Definitely enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Hope to see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Bye. Bye, everyone.